Friends, how we doing? Welcome back as always to Continues to Tick. This is actually my second take. Because we're on the road here. If you saw my view right now, friends, I think all of you guys would appreciate it. Maybe I'll throw in a little clip here at the beginning. But I'm actually facing the ocean right here in Laguna, California. And that's my view this morning as I record this. You may also hear a little clock ticking in the background. It's not a metaphor for this channel. I just do happen to be sitting next to a big old giant clock that's ticking in this condo with the view of the ocean here in Laguna. So excuse that clock ticking noise if it's a little disturbing, but hopefully a little bit of that music will mask over it. But friends, this is time passing. This might be the very last video of this year. I might squeeze in one more. We'll see how everything aligns, but if not, friends, that's 2023. And that is a wrap. And we continue to be a dividend investor. We're trying to build up that passive stream of income. I know I am. I'd imagine you are if you're here. And this is time, friends, continuing to pass. The time continuing to tick. This is it, friends. This is what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to let time pass. But we're all doing it with intention here. You know, we're all dividend investors. We're all trying to plan financially for our future. We got to find things that motivate us in between. You know, having this view of the ocean here in Laguna is a nice motivator. But I remember the very first time I've ever stayed at somewhere that had an oceanfront view. And it wasn't until like in my 20s. I think the very first time I saw something like this ever was on a cruise, like at the age of 21. And it really opened my eyes. But as I continued to get older, friends, it makes me realize not that it's just nice, but it can be achievable. And again, there's certain levels to this life. It could be a condo, it could be an apartment, it could be a small house, right? It could be a big house on the beach in Southern California, Northern California. There's so many levels to it. It just depends how far it is that you want to go. I'm still trying to figure out how far it is I want to go. But I'm putting a lot of energy into setting myself up for a good future. Do I know exactly what the outcome is going to look like? I don't. Do I envision, right? I kind of see it on the horizon. I just see success on a banner, but that's about it. I'm hoping that the habits will lead me to the outcome that it is that I deserve. And that's just the way that I view life. I used to be very focused on the outcome, but more lately, friends, a good chunk of this year and now in my present moment, I don't really focus so much on the outcome. I focus a lot on the journey and the process and how I need to enjoy that. And it's been taking practice, but instead of visualizing a specific outcome, I'm just, enjoying the process, enjoying the journey, making sure that my habits align with that banner in the horizon, right, that says success. And success will continue to change. But for right now, I think it means having a nice retirement, being able to retire at a time that I feel is right for me. Even if it's just to not work in the workforce at a job that I prefer not to work at. I know a lot of people get stuck there, right? And the job that they don't really want to work. But with this long intro roundabout, right? A little bit of a rant. We are back again with the dividend portfolio review. I do want to start the video kind of like I have been recently with the portfolio review in the beginning. And then as you can see, I do have a topic chosen, and it's going to be what is the biggest wealth setback. So towards the end, if you're curious on my thoughts on this topic, you can look down below to the timestamps, and then that'll be towards the end of the video. But first, friends, we're going to talk about the portfolio review. And as you can see now, we're at $73,751.10. It's pretty different from just a couple weeks ago, maybe like 2 months ago, a month ago. We were at $69,000. And that's how the markets have been moving. And that's why I think it's so important to just be a participant in the game of this dividend investing world and the investing world in general. Sometimes you just don't know how these markets are going to swing. But if you zoom out, friends, right? You look at my all-time chart, everything goes up, right? That's how it works in this capitalistic society. It's the game. And if you're not playing, your money's not going to go up. It's going to go down. It'd be the opposite of this chart. It'd be starting up high here and it'd go down this way. It would just dwindle away, right? Your money, your wealth, all of it. But if you're a participant in the game, friends, and you at least do it okay, I know sometimes it could feel like throwing darts at the board, but if you just want to get like an index fund and be that simple, and that's okay if you are, it'll continue to move up, right? Getting that portfolio from 69 to 73, like it has been here recently, that's something that I didn't foresee. Most people don't foresee that. That is the market moving. That is the byproduct of being in the game. It just happens that way. And if you do things right, it's that positive momentum. It's just kind of moving you along. And again, I'm going to say it again. I'm going to say it multiple times in this video. It's just by being in the game. That is the most important part. And I'd imagine you guys, as being a dividend investor, watching these videos, you are a participant in this game of investing. And because of that, I'm sure you also saw a pretty good gain in your portfolio as well. But right now, M1 changed a little bit of the layout. We'll make our way through. I wish it wasn't this changed, but I think they got a couple complaints and they'll change it back. But as you'll see, like, it's on the all-time right now. I click on the year, click on the year to date, 3 months, and just so on, right? I'm clicking on these markers and none of this changes up here. And, we'll live with it this week. Hopefully soon that'll change it back. But all I can really share with you, friends, is my all-time return. But even that, I guess it's the most significant, with the return of 30.94%. I used to tell you the dividend gain as well as the market gain, but just know it's both. Both of those combined equals to that nearly 31% return and nearly $12,000 gain all time. But because we have the chart here, let's play with it a little bit. This is the all-time. Some of you guys have been here for the journey, right? I know I started this channel, or this dividend portfolio, I guess I should say, on the year of 2020, back on July 20th, right? July 20th, 2020. And ever since then, I've just continued to systematically, every single week, fund this portfolio. Got some sports cars in the background. I don't know if you heard it. And because we're here in Laguna, friends, just a little side fun fact. If you hear a sports car, right, a muffler, just know it's the real deal. It's not like a souped out, BMW or a souped out, Challenger. It is likely a Lamborghini or Ferrari or an Aston Martin. It's the real deal out here in this area. It's interesting to see. I've never been out here before. But anyways, just a little fact of this area. A lot of money here in Laguna. But as I was saying, friends, about this all-time chart, it has continued to go up over time. And again, I just want to reiterate, because I've been a player in the game. Yes, I've been doing the right things. Yes, I've continued to invest systematically with the schedule, automatically, right, without fail. And that momentum helps push me forward. But when you ask yourself, why is it pushing me forward? It's because I am a player in the game, right? I am in the investing market. The other thing is I invest with routine, a systematic approach, without fail, right? Good habits lead to good outcomes. It's very simple. And all this momentum is just pushing me forward. It's the same reason why my portfolio went from 69 to 73, if it even matters. I mean, it matters today because I'm seeing an increased number, but this upcoming week it may dwindle again. But it's just seeing these swings, right? Seeing the opportunities happen just by being a participant. It's really neat to see. And I just want to continue to paint that picture for a lot of you guys that are on the fence. You got to be in the markets. You got to be investing. You have to. And you have to have a routine. Do it every other week. Do it once a month. You have to at least be, systematic with it one way or another. The more systematic you are with it, the better it is over time. And as you can see, we're forced to see the chart here today, but hopefully it just shows you that as an example. And overall, here's another little example that I saw. So this is the year to date, right? This is the beginning of the year. So this is back in January 3rd. I just want to give you another example. January 3rd, we're about 63,000. It took all the way till July, to get to 72-ish, not quite 73, but 72-ish, right? $72,000. So it took nearly half the year, slightly more than half the year, to go from 63 to 71, right? And let's say we're in May, we're at 65. So from 65 to 72, from May to July. And then here we are again, 64 even. There's 64 in October, 27, all the way up to 73 on December 17th. So these are just examples of how the market is swinging, right, from moment to moment. And it, here it is from the beginning of the year all the way to July. This is just from July to October, and then literally only from October to December. That huge climb up. Look at that. It's like a Mount Everest spike. Some people could be fearful that the markets move this way, and I can understand. But as long as you're in the game, again, I'm going to reiterate, and you're doing the right things, you're investing for the right reasons with the right strategy, there's no reason to worry so much. The only reason, honestly, to worry is that you're missing out on these opportunities. And if you're not investing, you're not in the game, unfortunately, you are continually missing out. And as we continue to move forward, right, friends, in this video, if you're curious about looking into my pie, M1 Finance, it does allow an easy way to share it. I always add a link to my description box down below. And if you click on it, it'll show you all the sectors in my portfolio. You can click on tech, for example, and it'll show you all the holdings that I have in there. I know when I first started my dividend portfolio, it was nice to just get ideas. So if you're curious about what it is that I hold, in every single sector, how I have it broken down, you can click on that link. It's free. You can check it out at your leisure, no rush. I always recommend doing that. It helped me when I first started my dividend portfolio. But if you've been here for a while, friends, I don't sell. I very rarely sell. So if you've seen it once, you probably don't have to see it again. It'll likely, like 99%, be the same as I've had it before in the past. I just continue to add to my portfolio, and that's always been my strategy, a very buy and hold approach. So now let's go into the activity section. So the activity section, I just want to show you, right, be transparent a little bit. The deposits are $150 every single week right now. You can see them here every so often, right? December 8th is one. You saw one up higher. So every single week I do deposit $150. And as you can see here, some of these dividend payouts, that's what you see in the green here. $4, $8, $32 by Walgreens. Walgreens is one that's questionable. I can understand why. You can ask me why I'm holding it. I'll answer in the comments if you're curious. And then we've got Sunoco with $5 and then ADM with $8. And this is just it, friends. This is just a portfolio as it continues to move over time. But I think that's a good place to just fill up some space, right? Give you a little update for now. I always go a little bit deeper into these portfolios. If you're curious, on my big monthly dividend portfolio reviews, these are the ones every other week, just kind of in between, just to kind of keep you guys in the loop, remain transparent. Maybe it helps you stay accountable. I know it helps me stay accountable to continue to document my progress over time. It helps me a lot. It really does. And now, friends, we're going to wrap up this video here pretty soon. But before, I just wanted to talk on what I think is the biggest wealth setback. This economy continues to move. And why is it that some people stay behind and other people move ahead, right? You could be making a lot of money, but again, not being able to gain traction and set yourself up financially for your future. Why is that? You can also be making little money and actually setting yourself up financially for the future. So why is that? So for me, friends, I always think there's one common denominator to it, and it is just yourself. I've seen so many different examples of building wealth in this life. My parents were one example of a story. Other family members are other examples of this story. I've also seen people make a lot of money, right? Spend it all, and again, not gain any traction either. My parents, they would be the example of coming with nothing and making something from it and doing better than some people who were actually growing up with something, if that makes sense. So I've seen it all go both ways. And for me, friends, I continue to just set myself up personally. For me, I have this belief that my level of success will never exceed my level of personal development. And what do I mean by this? What I mean is that for me, I tend to view this game, right, of a dividend investing, of investing in general. I have to think about it. I have to put energy into planning for it, for my financial future, for the success that I want to have and hold in this life. And if I'm not putting energy to develop that part of me, I'm not going to see the success that I want. If I half-ass this energy, that's the type of energy I'm going to get as my outcome. But if I go in with it, right, with the strategy, I continue to put time and energy and focus into the outcome that I want. And in between, right, the moment I start to the outcome, in between, I have the system in place. I take the necessary steps to get to that outcome. I will eventually, over time, see results. Now, those results and the outcome will depend on the amount of energy, the time, the appropriate steps I took. But I will at least see something. I will see a glimpse of something positive because I'm moving in a positive direction. And that's what I mean by that. If I'm doing things wrong, if I'm not making the necessary steps, not putting the necessary energy, the focus, then of course the momentum's not going to propel me in the direction I want. It's going to work against me. It's going to hold me back. And some people see that as circumstances, right? Oh, it's my circumstance holding me back. And don't get me wrong, friends, it's not black and white. There are circumstances that push us back and hold us down. But even if we are being held down, it should be temporary. Because the idea is to continue to kind of push forward, push upward in this life. So some other things in regards to this, right? Like I was touching on. But these are some bullet points. And I say you can say it's the income. I also say you can say it's the bills. And also you can say it's the circumstance. But what I also wrote is no. Oftentimes it could be your perspective. Because a lot of us are going to fall in this life. Even the people that are winning, you're going to fall. Now when you fall though, if you're winning, do you stay there? Do you allow that to overcome you? How long does it take you to get back up? And then there's people that are, for the most of their life, they're suppressed down. And oftentimes it's a polarizing thing though for the people that are down for so long. They like propel upwards. It's like a very polarizing moment. A lot of very successful people have been at the bottom of the trenches, right? A lot of people that have had the lowest lows tend to have the highest highs. But the way I look at it, friends, is that you can say it's the income, you can say it's the bills, you can say it's the circumstance. But this is all subjective to ourself. It's a matter of you in your life at some point making a conscious decision to move upward, move forward, move in a positive direction, or just stay the same. At some point there has to be a choice and a decision that has to be made. And wealth creation works in the same way. You could be okay with your current situation, right, and not try to see it in a different way. Or you can decide to be a participant in the game, make those necessary steps. And there's so much information on YouTube that there's no reason to not be able to invest, even just to start an account and just fund $50 every month and just start there and move. Start with that seed and then water it a little bit every single month. Maybe eventually you'll be able to elevate yourself in life to then invest every single week. And then you continue to move and progress forward and start to invest more and then more and then more. Over time, friends, this all compiles. And then it's this positive momentum that continues to propel you forward. And eventually, as long as you move the right way, you point the right way, you put the necessary energy, you will eventually see that outcome that it is that you desire, which I think for a lot of us would be just overall a successful financial future, right? There's different levels to this life, but not all of us want to achieve the same thing. Some people are okay with just getting by. Some people want a little more. Some people want more. You find the level that feels right to you. Align yourself with that outcome, right? With that future version of you. And eventually, by doing the right thing over time, you will see it. It's just a matter of allowing time to pass as you continue to move and take the necessary steps. It will happen, friends. In a very deeper sense of that message, that is what I continue to try to show and display on this dividend portfolio. By just being in the game, investing routinely every single week, and showing up here every 2 weeks. I'm just showing you a story unfold of that same message that I just explained to you now. So hopefully the message and the picture becomes more clear. But as you can see, I've been seeing results with this sequence. And is life that simple? No. But a segment of your life can be that simple. Financially investing in a dividend portfolio in that own sliver, right, of a topic can be that simple. And if you sliver your life up in compartments, right, relationships, career, finances, health and fitness, inner peace, you break these down into slivers. Each sliver you can focus on. And you could apply this. And for me, friends, I've been seeing results in my life with this message. The dividend picture here is the only one on this channel that I continue to show you. But it's there. But enough of all that, friends. Thank you for sticking through to the very end of this video. As always, I will be here and continue to be here every 2 weeks. We'll see if this is the last video on this channel for this year. Like I said, it just depends on how the weeks line up. But regardless, friends, I'll continue to be here. Hopefully you'll be here, coming back here now and again. This is a journey. It is lifelong. I won't be stopping anytime soon. Congratulations to all of us for making it through one more year as a dividend investor. This time, friends, cherish it as it continues to tick. There's no way we can hold on to it forever, but just appreciate it. Move with intention. That's all we can really do.